for the longest time it was looking bad for Zack Snyder, and man, he turned it around. The fans turned it around. Maybe the new powers of Warner Brothers and AT&T got got their minds changed on the Snyderverse in that direction of film. Although
Man,
I don't know why, because financially speaking, his films the weakest of all of all of them. I mean, you got
yep,
Aquaman.
yep.
It's the most successful, financially successful DC movie ever of all time, and that just tells you something right there, man. So yeah, this Snyder cut is going to be the segue for future Snyder films on the big screen.
I am interested to see where Zack Snyder fits into everything post release of the Snyder cut. I would be surprised if he actually directs another movie under this umbrella at all.
Hmm.
I would be very surprised if that happens. But so, do you think how many actual live action Superman movies with Henry Cavill portraying Superman do you think we'll actually get? Because the first Man of Steel came out in 2013, man.
Oh, that's like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, man. 7 years ago, that movie came out. Do you actually see a scenario where you get three more live action Superman movies with him as the actor? Do you envision a Man of Steel trilogy
Hmm.
with him playing the character at least 2 to 3 more times?
I can see them doing a to complete a trilogy. I mean, Batman versus Superman was essentially
Right,
Superman
that's true.
2. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to do one more Superman film to do the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I think depending on that, they may go with one or two ways. If it's financially successful and it's a hit, they'll go on ahead with the fourth one. If it's not, he might just get some extended cameos in Justice League 2, 3, or whatever. I really feel like this was a perfect time if you didn't believe in the Snyderverse and the Snyder cut and
Mm-hmm.
what
Yep.
he had established before. This was a good jumping off point. This was a
Mm-hmm.
good transitional time where if you didn't believe in Man of Steel, if you didn't believe in that version of Henry Cavill playing Superman, this was a perfect time to recast and to rewind the tape a bit
I
and
agree.
start fresh, start new. Especially with this Flashpoint movie, you can take the best of the Snyderverse and
Yep.
combine it with whatever you got coming out next.
And then pull the
This
plug. Yep.
and yeah, this was the perfect jump off point. So now you're dedicating yourself to something that is, for the most part, failed in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be real. Batman versus Superman came out, initially made its money, and then
Flatline.
it flatlined, right? And despite the supporters of the director's cut, that movie has a bad reputation with the majority, with the public, from reviewers to the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know the hardcore, they yell loud enough to make it feel like, oh, a lot of people like Batman versus Superman, but no,
Nah, not
nah,
over here.
not no. You guys are a loud minority in
Yep.
terms of that film being critically praised, but
Mm-hmm.
and then you had the Justice League, which was a fiasco. Let's just keep it real. And I'll be Snyder probably would have released a better film. They picked Joss Whedon thinking he was going to run some Avengers magic
Oh
on
man,
their
yeah,
movie, and it did the complete opposite. It's like he got Marvel's leftovers, and you
man,
found out why he was a leftover
man,
when he made that film. When he
man.
finished whatever was left of that film and re-edited it.
That okay. My next question then would be: do you think that it would even be best for the character to be exposed in 2 to 3 more solo standalone movies, or do you think that appearances should be made into something special? So where yeah, even if they're cameos, you get to see Superman in the best light possible, but you're not seeing him enough to where you get tired of seeing him. Like one of the leg ups they did with Iron Man in terms of where he was at in the MCU. it started with him and it kind of ended with him. But they got that trilogy of movies out of the way. They got it out of the way. They told whatever story they needed to tell in those 3 Iron Man movies, but you still got to see the character. And each time you seen that character subsequently after the trilogy ended, it was special. It mattered because you weren't seeing him for no reason. Shit was going down. Something important was happening because Iron Man was there, right?
Right, exactly.
I
Damn.
think personally, for me, I don't need to see this version of Superman in another standalone movie. At the minimum, maybe one more. But each time I see Superman from here on out needs to be special. That character not only needs to be rehabbed in terms of the way that he's presented to the public, but it also needs to be protected to where we want to see him, and when we do see him, it matters. That's my opinion on that. It wouldn't have been fair to go. Nobody wants to go out on that kind of a note.
Hell no.
No, nobody deserves to go out on that kind of a note. But it does need to have a measure of quality control in terms of what we're doing with Superman, because he should have been out of there. If it wasn't for, again, a extremely unique set of circumstances, none of this stuff would have happened. None of this would have happened. I mean, the only thing that would end up being a bigger surprise is if next week you were to find out Ben Affleck extended for another 4-picture deal or some shit like that, right? And then we would be just going completely off the rails.
Right.
But I do agree with what you were saying before. Like, DC fandom would have been a perfect time to announce a new Superman and taking it in a different direction. Somebody somewhere thinks that the Snyder Cut, for better or worse, is at least going to give people a different view on that version of the character, and then maybe that version of the character can carry something on later down the road. But that's my take on that. I just want to see Superman get protected, because the days of the character being able to be that anchor or to be that signal to get people into the theater for 2.5 hours, it's going to take a lot to convince me that they can do it with this guy. And that's no slight on Henry Cavill. I'm saying this guy in terms of this version of the character.
Yeah. I mean, what you spoke was true, man, because this whole thing would have crumbled if Wonder Woman and Aquaman bombed at the box office. Like, the only reason why 84 exists and the only reason why anything left of the Snyderverse is left is because those two films were hugely successful. One of them being the most successful DC superhero film of all time, next to, I think, the Joker. So I'm not sure. It's just so weird that these films are successful without Zack Snyder being behind them. It's like he like, I don't know. It's weird, man. Like, he got Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and she was like, none of the actors are bad. It's like they really are good as their characters. Like, Jason Momoa did his thing as Arthur, man. Like, it's cool. They made Aquaman Samoan and with the Samoan heritage, and it worked. And he had fun with the role, and they had fun making that film. And Wonder Woman with Patty Jenkins killed that film, man. And for those two to be successful as they are without the involvement of Zack Snyder is really
what does that mean?
What does that mean? It's really telling, man. Like, how does Aquaman like become the biggest box office success in terms of like numbers for a DC film?
Right.
How does this outgross Christopher Nolan, bro? Right. Like, if you really think about it, how does this outgross Heath Ledger's The Dark Knight? Like, that's a strong telling right there, man. And that is in part due to Zack Snyder casting these guys and and kind of giving them the jump start, but it's not really him sealing the deal with them.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
almost as like he should be a producer, or the co-director, or the executive producer. Like he can put the pieces in place, but he just can't play the damn game, bro. Like he
Oh
can't,
man.
like he can put a team together, he can put a squad together on the b-ball court, but he can't coach him
Can't
for
coach him.
shit.
Oh
No.
man, yeah. I agree with that. That's a damn good point. That's an excellent point. Honestly, yeah, that's an excellent point. And all I can say is that I agree with you 100%. And in relation to Superman, just bringing it back to Superman, protect
And
him,
yeah,
protect him,
protect him.
man.
Superman gets hate, but it's not good. It's not a good look if Superman is not on top. Like if Superman's looking bad, if Superman films suck, it's not. It's not good, man. We want to see Big Blue on top or near the top. He's a classic character. Literally started the whole superhero genre, and he should be respected. And his movies should be a bigger deal than what they are now. I don't know how they're gonna get him back to that status quo, like the Christopher Reeve films of the '70s. That I don't know how they can recapture that magic in 2020 and above. But
Well, and if we're being fair, if we're really being honest, everything that came after Christopher Reeve was more or less attempting to still try to do that.
yeah,
Everything that came after that, at least in live action movies, was trying to fill that gap or at least give you those same type of feelings. Yeah, man. I my opinion on it is that you got to give at this point in time with the way movies are being made in this genre, you got to be able to give Superman something else to play off of because the story of the guy that saves the world by himself isn't really that interesting to begin with. It's not exciting anymore to see that. We got to give Superman somebody to be there with, or we got to see him in a situation with other people relying on him, or him relying on other people to get the job done.
yeah, or personal, something,
Yep,
something directly personal, man, and
but
yeah,
personal, but not dark.
not dark. Yeah, yeah, not dark. We don't need Ben Affleck saying who's Martha and freaking out, and we don't need to see Superman snacking the
Oh,
necks of Kryptonians. Like,
oh man.
but we're gonna leave it with that. Always gotta leave
Oh,
those jabs. I don't know why. I don't mean to shit on the whole
oh.
thing, but it is what it is, y'all. I ain't trying to make all the Snyder fans upset. I'm excited to see this 4 hour epic they're dropping on HBO Max. This thing better be God's given gift to the genre. I don't want to see like y'all just got your shit together. I don't want to see this shit crumble and get like it's one thing to take an L once, right? It's another thing to go back, man, and just go through the same thing, man. That's horrible. That is horrible, man. But yeah. Let us know what y'all think. Comment below. We're out. Peace.
Like what kind of person is literally gonna go out of their way to take away from somebody else's enjoyment in something? Like how
Right.
miserable are you to where you don't want somebody else to enjoy something? If I don't like it and it's not for me, I'm just not gonna watch it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? If I don't like a song that's playing on the radio, I'm gonna turn the fucking station off. I'm not gonna listen to the song and then bitch about the song.
Right.
You
Right. I
know
mean,
what I mean?
we gonna make fun of the Snyder cut, but guess what? I'm probably gonna watch that bitch, and if I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like it, Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say don't watch. You're not gonna have me going out there saying don't watch the Snyder Cut. It's a horrible film because
No.
I'm not gonna have a whole propaganda bring the angry mob over to DC films saying stop Zack Snyder from
Right.
directing movies. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Are you
And,
serious?
unless I feel like the content is somehow like harmful or spreading a message that I don't agree with, yeah, but
Uh huh.
yeah, man. Other than that, because I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm not getting a check off any of this. I'm not collecting a bag
Uh huh.
off of going out of my way to express a negative opinion about something, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, these fucking guys, but yeah, bro, to be continued.
Yeah.
Because
To
I
be
gotta,
continued. Yeah, we gotta.